Nigeria, after more than 60 years of independence, the recent increase in tariff by the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission, NERC, has failed to translate to improvement in power supply. The generation from 19 power plants fell to 3,387 megawatts. According to NERC, though electricity tariff has been raised based on new multi-year tariff order 2022, which took effect on the 1st of January, consumers will continue to pay the old rates. The federal government will pay for the gap as a subsidy, amounting to 1.6 trillion naira in just 2024. We need subsidy in this sector.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. I think because one of the reasons people are reluctant to come and invest in the power sector in Nigeria is this issue of appropriate pricing.
Yes.
Now,
can be running at a loss.
Yes. It's a situation in which you spend 50 naira to generate electricity. I'm just using that as an illustration. And you price what is generated at 38 naira. You're already at a loss. So the federal government realized that, look, you can't keep stopping them from increasing tariff. You have to allow that increase to take place, but pay the differentials so that Nigerians do not suffer too much. So that is one. But people expect that with the increase in tariff, that there will at least be improvement. At this point, they are saying that, oh, gas is the problem. One major reason for this is gas is being priced in dollars. There are so many things being priced in dollars in our country. Even in the maritime sector, many services are still priced in dollars, and is affecting the consumers in a way, because at the end of the day, the cost will transfer to the consumer. So what we are facing now is a situation in which the IOCs, they prefer to produce gas and sell to clients abroad. Because the moment our currency slid badly, of course, it means that the local consumer, the gencos have to pay more. But my own worry is, if you are producing for Nigerians, why are you allowing gas to be priced in dollars? Because at the end of the day, every time the naira slides, it means that the gencos have to pay more. So for this reason, those guys are diverting. I remember when the Minister of State even pleaded with these IOCs that, look, dedicate a good chunk of the gas that you produce to the local market. But you cannot force them, because they want their business to make money, and they believe that payment is easier with those foreign clients. It's easier to get paid. Within our country, they can be owed a lot of money, and it will take a long time before they can collect their money. So they are diverting what they are producing to the foreign market, and the local generating companies are suffering. And when gencos do not have access to gas, the transmission leg, this thing is like a relay. The transmission leg will suffer. When transmission suffers, distribution will suffer. So lack of gas to gencos will affect transmission, because If they do not generate what is there to transmit, or maybe they will just transmit a little, then of course, if there is nothing to transmit, the distributors will also suffer. I also think that one reason we constantly have gas constraint is the location of generating companies far away from the source of gas. Egbin, for example, in Ikorodu here, Egbin is the biggest power plant in West Africa. Is far away. The source of gas is in Niger Delta. But look at Egbin here. Anytime those pipelines are breached, anytime, you know, because these guys breach these pipelines out of ignorance. When you break a gas pipeline, what are you going to do? You cannot pipe the gas. You cannot bottle up the gas. You are just destroying, sabotaging the economy needlessly. So the source of gas is far away from where the gas plants, or Motosho, Papa Lanto, all of them, far away from these are
gas-powered power stations.
Yes. What hydro contributes to our electricity generation is less than 30%.
No.
Yes.
So maybe
whereas in the past,
and Shiruru.
yes. What could have helped us is the Mambila that we refuse to do, because Mambila alone will give you about 3,600 megawatts. But we refuse to.
Corruption has.
Yes. There's so much while over that project. So I don't know when this gas issue will stop, but I also think that we need to look at other sources, including wind, solar, and the rest of them. South Africa is coal.
Yeah.
South Africa generates about 58,000 megawatts. You know, 58,000, and coal is about 80% of that. We have coal now in Nigeria. No one can say that.
Enugu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to look at other sources so that we don't rely too much on this gas thing.
So, in this generation, are we going to have the capacity to solve this problem once and for all? Governments, successive government, they've been shying away from this thing. I hardly hear from Minister Adelabu about the situation, but it's not improving in any way.
Since the power sector reform in 2005, we discovered that we have been, every year, the megawatts we produce begin to go down. It was only at the point, you know, it went up then later. I think there are a lot of problems. I believe
as Nigeria is, we should be talking about 4,000 megawatts as our maximum.
Egypt generates 58,000 megawatts. You know, Singapore, 12,000. Singapore is just about less than 6 million people. You know, Ghana, 4,000 plus.
No, to Lagos.
Ghana is just about 32 million people. And then South Africa, 58,000 megawatts.
Wow.
You know, so even Ivory Coast, about 2,200. Ivory Coast is just a smaller country here. So there is just no justification except bad leadership, you know, and this idea of monopoly, federal government monopoly. Even though we have Gencos and all that, the federal government still has monopoly over transmission.
In transmission companies.
Yes. So we need to decentralize ownership and distribution of electricity. In 2017, I think OAU was planning to generate its own electricity, I think about 6 megawatts, to serve the university community and also the neighborhood. I'm not sure, I don't know whether they have been able to complete that. And the idea was to have 24 hours power supply. So we need to decentralize, you know, we need to ensure that states like Lagos, when it comes to generation and transmission, states should be responsible. And then we have challenges with gas flaring. Every year we still flare gas. In 2002 alone, we flared gas worth almost over $600 million. So we need to find a solution to gas flaring. And I think that states that are in coastal lines where gas is produced, they should invest in electricity so that they can, you know, take care of their community, their states, and the other areas that time. And I also begin to suspect
if the law is amended, because Akwa Ibom built power plant.
Yeah, there's a need for reform.
But when you now say they should everything generated
to national grid. So it still has to do with this the federal government monopoly. You know, this thing has been there for a very long time, since 1972, when we had the Decree 24 that created NEPA. So we cannot have a central, management system for, national electricity distribution. We need to decentralize power so that states and communities, be able to generate, electricity from all sorts of sources, including biofuel.
All right. After initial